No, it's not Monday. Reddit on Wiki starts right now.
Get therapy.
I'm not reading.
Get therapy.
What's up, Wikimaniacs? It's your boy, Punny Pinoy John, hosting this Am I the Asshole episode this Friday. No, I'm not Josh, unfortunately. But before we get into it, check out our new pet merch. Sean, you want to talk about the pet merch a little bit, brother?
Yes, the pet merch. It was a day later than I advertised, but it is up, Wikimaniacs. Designed by our amazing graphic designer, Janelle. It has all 6 of our pets on there. You guys asked for pet merch. You got pet merch. So we got it on a hat. No, that's a lie. That's a goddamn lie. We got it on a shirt. We got it on a sweater. We got it on a hoodie, a cropped hoodie. We got it on a tote bag. So if you want that, go ahead to redditonwikishop.com. Not 100% sure if that's the link, but
You are 100%
right,
correct,
baby.
brother.
All right, yeah.
All right, well, now that we're starting off hot, Sean got his plug in. Sean's joining me today as usual. Again, Josh is not going to be in this episode because he is in the thick of wedding planning. It's coming up. It's our boy's about to be hitched pretty soon, but we have an amazing guest with us joining today. Wikimaniacs, please welcome EK Powell, aka What's Good English. Welcome to the podcast.
What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for having me on. I've been looking forward to this for a while. I've been watching mad reels and TikToks from you guys, like posting all kinds of takes in the comments. So like, yo, I'm ready to get in there and give you some live takes.
We're excited to have you.
Cool.
We love seeing your content. What's Good English? Follow him all over TikTok, Instagram. He has a YouTube channel as well. All the links are going to be in the show notes. But EK, you ready to judge some people today, my friend?
I love judging people. Let's go. I'm a Virgo. It's Virgo season.
Virgo season, baby.
Aren't you a Taurus, Sean?
I am, but I have like a hella Virgo friends, so.
Oh, me too. I'm a Taurus too. But anyways, all right, let's get into it. First story, starting off hot. This is going to be cross-posted by one of our goats. Josh, put the button here when you can, please. Thank you. By Mary Gits 2011. The title is, Am I the Asshole for Throwing a Celebration Party After Learning I'm Not the Father to My Ex-Girlfriend's Baby?
Okay.
EK, do the honors, my friend. What do you think?
All right. I need more details. Like, okay, so they're throwing the celebration, but they know it's not their kid. It's not some asshole-ish shit. It's like, I mean, I feel like you're the asshole to yourself in this situation, maybe. I don't know. I need to see the details.
The way I heard it was like, kind of like, you are not the father party. You know what I mean? Like a Maury show to where it's like, you know, you've been stressed like, oh man, I'm going to be a dad. I'm not. And then you throw a party to celebrate the fact. That's how I heard it.
Like a divorce party sort of thing.
Divorce party.
Okay.
So if that's
the
case, you know, maybe not the greatest person of all time. You're not Nelson Mandela, but I mean, I will, you know, if you've been pressured and been scared about being a dad and now you know that pressure is off. I mean, especially if, you know, you've kind of had a feeling it's not yours. I mean, is anybody the asshole for being on Maury and celebrating when they say you are not the father? I mean, I don't know.
I just like watching people run in the hallways. That's my favorite thing to see.
The hallway run is like,
all right,
man.
Well, let's hop into it. Let's see if EK's prediction is right and yours as well, Sean. All right. So I, 28 male, have been getting a lot of shit from my family for this. I dated my girlfriend, Emma, 28 female, for about 3 years. My family really loved her. Like, it was clear they wanted us to get married. And truth be told, I figured it was heading that way too. Well, things took a sudden turn when she unexpectedly announced she was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
This came as a shock to me, given that we'd both used birth control. One of the few responsible guys in our show so far. Well, this is kind of okay.
We deal with a lot of men that are like, I don't believe in condoms. I'm like, okay, buddy, chill out.
I don't believe in paying for 18 years.
Yeah, I don't believe in paying for 18 years. Exactly right, EK.
I asked her if she'd considered an abortion, and she refused. When she broke the news to my family, they were ecstatic. My mom and dad were overjoyed that they'd be having a grandchild. My 2 sisters, 23 female and 32 female, were also going crazy over it. Basically, they had the opposite reaction to me. I began preparing to man up, but really didn't want to. Well, after I had come to terms with it, I was pretty much resigned to the situation, so I supported her. However, I couldn't help but feel weird given that we had both taken measures to prevent this. I ended up snooping through her phone, and lo and behold, she had been cheating on me. I was devastated, but as fucked up as it sounds, kind of prepared for it. This wasn't the first time I'd been cheated on. I confronted her and she broke down in tears. You know, the usual typical cheater routine. I'm honestly fucking tired of it. So, I demanded a paternity test, and I knew it was possible to get them during pregnancy. They're just expensive. I expected her to put up resistance, but surprisingly she didn't. I don't know why, but I guess she really thought if she agreed to this, then it'd make me trust her more or something. A risk on her part, but I'm fucking glad it went through. It came back as not mine. Cue the hallway run. Her reaction to that news was to break down, but my reaction was pure bliss and relief. Since then, I've cut her off and just went on with my life. I often switch between being depressed as fuck by her cheating to just dancing around in happiness. So, recently, I decided to throw a bit of a celebration. My parents were cool with me doing this at their place, so I invited a bunch of my buddies, and they put 6 to 7 of us, to celebrate. We had pizza, balloons, drinks, etc., and it looked like a birthday party. My buddies even got me a cake which says, "You are not the father," as a joke.
No.
The cake is
my
wild.
Oh no.
We all celebrated. Well, my sisters are also staying over at my parents' place for a while, and when they came back, they asked what was going on. And I told them it's a celebration for me finding out I'm not the father. They already knew I had learned I wasn't, but the response after the party was to say that my celebration was trashy and gross. I don't understand why they're coming at me like that. So am I the asshole over this?
You want to take it, EK?
Yeah, I don't think you the. I mean, you didn't cheat.
Yeah, that's
You are not the one to cheat. I feel kind of sorry he's been cheated on twice by his partner or whatever. But like, he's not the one that cheated. It's not his kid. Dude, that's worthy of throwing a shot. I would throw myself a celebration for evading that whole scenario in which I find out the kid that I've been raising for 18 years, I've been paying to go to school and soccer practice and whatnot, is actually not my kid. Like, bro, like that is a be lavish with it, man. Go to Vegas with it. Go to town. Like, man,
I like
for real,
it.
dude. Like make it a destination celebration or something like that. All the money that you just saved right there, getting out of that. I mean, people have divorce parties, so like, why not have a "it's not my kid" party?
That's fair.
that's kind of where I'm at. I do like part of me is like, okay, I'm sympathetic at first because I'm like, oh, she let you take the paternity test, you know, like she's being sort of respectful. And then I'm like, wait, no, she's not. She fucking cheated on you. Like that's the start of this whole thing is she cheated on you. So like, I think, you know, once you're cheated on, you know, there is almost, I have to say legally, almost no limit to the petty revenge that I'm willing to accept. You know what I mean?
Like, gotta say legally.
Yeah, for legal reasons, I gotta say there's almost no limit to petty revenge. And I think as far as petty revenge goes, I mean, this is pretty well within
Pretty mild, in my
normal
opinion.
rounds. You know what I mean? It's petty, but it's not crazy.
It's deliciously petty.
Yeah,
You got a kick out of it.
Exactly right. So nothing crazy happened. I mean, it's not like you invited all her friends and family. You had 7 friends over at the house. They happened to buy you a cake. It's not like you're posting about it and tagging her, and you know, it's not anything crazy. It's a personal moment. Your sisters had an opinion. I think their opinion is, you know, kind of wrong. But I get where they're coming from. Her ex, your ex, is their friend, sort of. But I mean, once you cheat, I mean, I feel like you can't have sympathy. You know what I mean?
Yep. At 100% with both of you there. Like what EK is mentioning, it's kind of like a divorce party. You know, some people are some of those reasons to celebrate. And for me, the fact that she was like willing for him to take that burden for the next 18 years or so, or like taking care of that kid knowing that she cheated on him.
And that there was a chance that the other guy. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
all the sympathy went out the door for me. So yeah, I completely agree with both of your sentiments there. And our top comment on this post is by Leslie J419. They put, "This event was brought to you by all the child support I didn't pay this year."
Shit.
Exactly.
And EK was kind of harping up on that already, so that was pretty funny when he said that. All right, moving on to the next story. And this one is cross-posted by Pink Cherry Kiss. The title of this story is, "Am I the asshole for not going to my boyfriend's granddad's funeral because my boyfriend didn't wear underwear?"
How are these related?
Because the boyfriend didn't wear underwear. Like,
Didn't wear underwear.
Why would you, like, how is this like, I mean, going commando to a funeral is like not my thing. Number one, it's like, like, I need.
This dude may be packing some heat and is distracting for everybody.
People grieve in all sorts of ways. You know what I mean? So who are you, OP, to yuck this guy's yum?
Yeah, imprints everywhere.
Let him imprint.
Let him imprint.
It's not like he's wearing gray sweats to the funeral. He's got to be wearing, suit pants.
My 23 boyfriend is wearing gray sweatpants to a funeral.
Jesus Christ!
No, I'm kidding. It's a joke.
Lord have mercy.
I was about to fucking say, holy shit.
Let's get into it. My 23 female boyfriend, 27 female of 4 years, that might be illegal in Sean's eyes, doesn't wear underwear ever and hasn't since he was a kid. He doesn't even own any underwear. He thinks underwear is uncomfortable
wild.
and that is wild.
To not own a pair is crazy.
Like, she should buy him a Speedo.
Maybe.
Wear the Speedo at formal events. Wear a Speedo.
Sean, would you ever rock a Speedo?
I mean, not willingly, but I mean...
I used to have to wear those in high school. We had swimming and like they only had Speedos. And so they just hand out Speedos to everybody. And then it was messed up because like when you get out of the pool, because Speedos kept coming up missing, like you had to toss them to this one particular, you had to run up to this dude just butt naked and toss him your Speedo so that he would give you the thing that could unlock your locker. It was messed up.
What high school did you go to?
This is high school in Peoria, Illinois, where I'm just like, I probably need to go to therapy over this shit, but whatever.
It's like unlocking memories from the past. Oh my God. To continue on, he thinks underwear is uncomfortable and restrictive. At the beginning of our relationship, I encouraged him to try different styles and cuts and sizes of underwear, but he was very adamant that he tried all the types of underwear and it just isn't for him. It hasn't really been an issue in our relationship, and I was worried he'd smell bad because of it, but he's actually a pretty clean guy and washes his clothes regularly and stuff. Recently, my boyfriend's granddad died and my boyfriend was obviously distraught. I was very supportive, but on the day of the funeral, he got dressed like normal. They put no underwear. And when I told him I wasn't going unless he wore underwear, he thought I was joking and told me that I harping on about nonsense to a grieving man. He reminded me he didn't have any underwear. And we were a 2-minute walk from a store, and I offered to grab some for him, and also we were staying with his parents and 2 brothers, so he could have borrowed a pair off them. But I told him it was disrespectful to not wear any underwear to a funeral. He said it was fine because it is his own suit and not a rented suit, and no one would be looking at his crotch, but it made me uncomfortable, so I didn't go. When he got back, he was pissed off at me and gave me the silent treatment. His parents were angry at me and told me that it was such an inappropriate thing to think about at his granddad's funeral, and that I let down my boyfriend when it mattered most. It's been a week and I'm back at our place while my boyfriend is still with his parents. I'm feeling a bit guilty about all this, but am I the asshole?
I mean, like, maybe like a little. All right, so you sort of bought into this whole thing. Like you are going with like somebody who does not own any underwear, never wears underwear, goes to work, commando, comes like has probably gone to other formal events, commando. I mean, like you know what you are attached to. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you just found out like that he is never gonna wear underwear for anything. Probably not gonna have underwear on at your wedding if it goes that far as well. Not gonna have underwear on at his funeral. I don't like it is weird, like, you know, but I mean lots of cultures don't have underwear. Like the whole like wearing the underwear thing is like, as long as you are wiping your ass, I feel like you can get a pass.
And she said that he's a pretty clean guy, so he's pretty hygienic.
Yeah, I gotta go. OP's the asshole. And I'll say maybe not even just a little bit. I'll say this is a wild time for you to finally put your foot down. Like EK said, he's probably been suited up before. He's probably. Have you never gone out with this guy like in public? Dick is out all the time. You know what I mean? So it's like, why all of a sudden now it's a fucking, I got to draw the line in the sand at probably, you know, he's mentally distraught. He's grieving. You know, I just feel like, you know, you deal with it now. It's not like this grandfather's going to have another funeral. This was the one and you missed it. You know, there's other times, you know, like if he goes to one of your friends gets married and he comes to that wedding, you could be like, look, this is my friend's wedding. This is like my family thing. I would be more comfortable if you wore underwear. If you don't, I would prefer you not go. That's I think, a more appropriate time to fucking put the line in the sand. I think his family's event, when his whole family knows the situation and they don't care, why do you all of a sudden care? I think it's a strange time, and I'm kind of with your boyfriend's parents. I'm thinking it's kind of like you know, your boyfriend is not the center of attention there. No one's, unless his suit pants are just the thinnest in the land. I'm sure no one will care. So yeah, I think you know, you kind of chose a bad time to take this stand, which makes you the asshole in this situation.
Yeah, I'll say, not to mention, like, you know, when did the grandfather die? Like yesterday, and it's like, oh, gotta go to the funeral. Like, you know, you have known, like, that this man who does not own a single pair of drawers, like, has a grandfather who died, and his funeral is coming up, and you were like, oh, let's buy underwear on the day 2 hours before. Like, come on. Like,
exactly.
If you want him to wear underwear that bad, buy him some damn, you should have already had underwear ready, just like in your purse. Boom, here you go. Put these underwear on. Like, how did you not have the pair of underwear to, like, for the one specific situation, you could just slot the shit in, like, hey, look, put my foot down, here, put this shit on. And that would have been it. Like, you could have won that. But, like, you bought into this and you just went with it and then just kind of like decided at the last minute, you know what? You should wear underwear right now. Like, that's like, it's weird that I'm on the side of the dude that doesn't wear underwear.
That doesn't wear.
I didn't expect to be.
It's weird that we're fighting this battle.
Yeah, and I agree with both of you here. I'm also leaning the girlfriend as the asshole in this situation. And EK kind of said a point that I was going to make in the beginning too. You've known this whole time that dude never really wore underwear. And you've said it yourself. You've known since childhood this person never wore, or your boyfriend never wore underwear. And you picked the most inopportune time because it's not even just a random situation. It's not just, hey, I'm going to, like what Sean's mentioning, maybe at your friend's wedding, you could have suggested that. But homeboy is experiencing grief at the moment. The last thing is on his mind is wearing underwear.
Yeah.
Because he never wore it his whole entire life. And him just, you know, experiencing grief for his grandfather's loss right now. And you're going to not support him in that time of need. Yeah, obviously OP's the asshole in this situation. Cruel Summer commented on the post. They put, you're the asshole. Although the comments here, they went a little ham on OP. Wow, you were just lying in wait, waiting for the right moment to strike like a viper in the grass, weren't you? 4 years and it's not so much as an issue in your relationship, but the moment your boyfriend has been hit hard and you see an opportunity to force the matter, you issue an ultimatum. When he's at his lowest, with a girlfriend like you, who needs enemies? You did let your boyfriend down when it mattered most. What a terrible partner you revealed yourself to be. I don't think you have a boyfriend any longer. But hey, silver lining, maybe your new boyfriend will be more into undergarments since that's clearly a big deal for you.
Yeah.
I think that's a little harsh.
That's what I was like, damn, hold on.
Well, they're going in for sure. But yeah, I do agree on, pretty much the part of like, what we've all said. It's just like you could not have chosen a worse time to do this.
Absolutely. Perfect. All right, moving on to the next story. This one is cross-posted by, again, our goat, Mary Gets 2011. The title of this story is, Am I the asshole for telling my brother-in-law he's getting bald after he told me I'm gaining weight?
No. Welcome.
That's just regular sibling shit. Like,
yeah. If he got really offended by you're going bald, he knows. I'm sure he knows. You know what I mean? And that's probably why he's so mad. But I mean, he started it. Sibling shit.
I agree. All right, well, let's get into it. I'm female 16. My older sister, Mia, is 27. And her husband, Hugh, is 30. Hugh is a bully, and I don't like him. He always says something about my weight every single time.
Fuck you.
Mind you. Yeah. Ha! Fuck you. Good one, Sean.
All right, cue ball.
Huge asshole. Mind you, my weight is perfect for the height and I can run a marathon. I'm way fitter than he is, but he always somehow suggests I'm gaining weight.
Weird that a 30-year-old man is talking about the body of a 16-year-old, right? Like that's
yes.
Why is your sister not being like inappropriate? Strange. Don't do that.
Yup. While I've learned to not let it get to me, I don't appreciate someone acting like this within the family. I've already spoken to Mia and she doesn't do anything. And my parents tell me it'll be rude to tell him to not greet or show concern. And one time, I confronted him and he said his concern is for my health. And I told him if he has any health concerns for me, he should bring it up to Mia, who would speak to me as my sister rather than a grown-ass man who I have no bond with acting like a bully. I mean, you're absolutely right there, Sean. Anyway, he keeps doing it, so my brother, 18, suggested I bring up his hair, as he's obsessed with saving what remains of it with little success. So I did it last night. They visited us and he told me it looks like I've gained weight. And I said, it looks like you've lost a fair bit of hair since we last met, and at this rate, you're going bald before 32.
God, his ass.
He got visibly upset, went to the bathroom to look at his hair, and then told Mia and my parents that he was greatly offended. I just shrugged and said, as long as he speaks about my weight, I'm gonna bring up him going bald. And if he shuts up, I will too. While Mia thinks this is fair game, my parents think I'm being an asshole and want me to apologize to Hugh and be the bigger person. My brother says I did well. So am I the asshole?
Hell no.
Hell no.
Yeah, I mean,
absolutely not.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, he's been he's just been a weird grown-ass man talking to, not even, a blood sibling. This is a sibling in-law. This is an in-law. You have no space to talk about their body. Especially a fucking 16-year-old. That's weird. That's weird and strange. Don't do that. And once you start the insults, everything is fair game. You can't roast and then not expect to be roasted back. That's not how this works. So, yeah, well within your rights. Make a lot of jokes about his hairline. Talk about buying him a ticket to Turkey. Do all of that stuff.
Buy me a ticket to Turkey. I'm gonna grow bald soon.
I want to go to Turkey and get like a full body scan. I heard that shit is cheap over there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I heard that
dude,
too.
I've seen the TikToks. Yeah.
Dude.
EK, what you think about this story?
It's like, oh, absolutely not the asshole. I mean, like, yo, if you, number one, 30-year-old man talking about the 16-year-old girl, absolutely not. Sir, I'm going to need to see your browser history on that. I need to see what you are looking up. Like... Yo, too, like, okay, like, you are insulting somebody's weight, like, which is, like, in some cases, it's just not able to, like, the people just can't control it, some genetic stuff out there. Not to mention the fact that the girl can run a marathon. I can't run it. I've never been able to run a marathon. like 22 miles. Like, bro, like after like 4-5 miles, I'm like, yo, that's it. I'm done. I can't do another.
You better
one.
than me.
Like,
Yeah, I can't even
4 or 5
do
miles?
a 5K, brother.
5K,
yo,
you
that
better
was
than
back
me.
when I was in shape.
0.25 miles? Shit. I'm out here huffing and puffing. Goddamn, my knees are broken.
You know, I can see if it was like, you know, a 17, 18-year-old going through male pattern baldness like that, you know, it's kind of like a difficult thing to go through where it's like, okay, damn, there's like some medical shit happening with dudes there. But like, no, dudes get bald. That's just some shit that happens. Like, not everybody's going to roll that genetic lottery and like stay like with tons of hair at their big age like me. Ha ha ha. Cue ball. But no, absolutely. I don't like this dude. I don't like him. I don't like him. I don't want him around my kids. I don't want him around my wife. I don't even have a wife and kids with him not to be around. I don't want to be around this person.
I just don't understand how the parents are holding, I guess because it's their kid, but they're holding their kid to such a high regard. But even then, if you hold your kid in high regard, you're not going to stand there and let them get bullied in front of everybody either. So it's like, what is truly your end game here, parent? You're making everybody upset. You're not making anybody happy except the guy that's not related to you at all.
Yeah, it's weird too because like oftentimes, like at least like in black households, you get like the one aunt, uncle, grandparent or something that's like, you know, kind of old and like they just say whatever they want to say. So like, I've seen there's been plenty of times grandma comes through, and she's like, oh, like got a little bit extra on them pants right now, don't you? Like just raw, just like walking in, just roasting everybody. Like, ooh, look at your hair. Oh, I mean, the hair that you don't got no more. Like, what happened to the hair you used to have? I've been on pictures of you when you was a kid. So, like
oh,
you get that at the old end, but not the young end. And like, I think the youngins need to just go ahead and put that on us. Like, especially like they putting that shit on us now, saying that we from like the late 20th century.
Dude,
like, that one
the
still hurts my heart.
1900s is crazy.
Yeah.
That hurts my soul. Nah, EK, that's one point, a good point that you have as well, because it's very similar to Filipino culture too. Aunties and uncles always be criticizing you. Every time you see them at a family function, they're like, "Oh, you getting a little bit of weight." I always made it a point to clap back at them at every single point. I'm like, "Oh man, you're looking kind of old right now." Like, "Oh, is that a few wrinkles in your face?" But if they don't say anything to me, then I don't say anything to them. I'm respectful. But it's funny you say that because as well, like about like, you know, black families. Too, because it's very similar to us. And I always get excited when it's around Thanksgiving time because they be having the best tweets of all the shit they be said in like a dinner table scenario. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't wait. It's almost that time of the year. But in terms of this story, Reddit deemed not the asshole. Pretty much everything that you guys have mentioned in here as well. Well, Lady Runes Poor commented, and this is kind of what Sean alluded to in the beginning. So the parents are concerned or angry that an adult male twice their daughter's age is openly fixating and commenting on her underage body.
Weird.
What shitty parents. And to close off what EK mentioned as well, that dude would not be allowed in my home again, son-in-law or not. Which perfectly encapsulated both of your statements there, the both of you. So Reddit agreed with what you guys said. All right, moving on to the next story. This one is posted by Anya Gold 234. The title of this story is, "Am I the asshole for not wanting to give away my clothes?"
No. So I have bags full of clothes, full of old ass clothes I don't wear anymore that have been full for the past like 5 years or something like that. And I know I need to get rid of them. I wouldn't say I wouldn't say I'm an asshole for doing it though. I wouldn't say that this person is an asshole for doing it yet. I got that collector gene. Know what I'm saying? It's like just a hair's edge, a razor's edge away from being a hoarder
gene.
Like, so, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, EK, I'm pretty similar. Me and Nancy got a corner in our master bedroom, like just stacks of clothes that we want to sell or give away. And you know, it's hard to just, you know, once you put it in the pile, it's like, all right, I'll get to it eventually. It's been 2 years for us. It's just been in the corner.
You never get to it.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, brother.
Oh, I don't buy enough clothes for me to have that problem. But the only reason why I have to give away clothes is because my fat ass can't fit them anymore. So I'm like, I have to get something new now. But all right, let's get to this story here. I, 20 female, really love fashion and clothes. I go out a lot with university friends and who also love clothes and fashion. I have a system where I sell things I don't want anymore on Depop. I don't know where that's from. I don't. It sounds like UK.
I think they use that here.
They use that here.
Yeah,
I don't know. I've never heard
it's
of
an
it.
app.
That's how you know I'm not a fashionable
I
person.
think it's similar to like Poshmark. I think
Sure. I
you don't know. You don't know either.
either.
Okay, all right, gotcha.
I don't want any more. I sell things I don't want anymore on Depop and Vinted, so it makes room and funds for things I love. I buy a lot of things secondhand too. Anything I have listed to sell, I keep in a cardboard box until it sells. I have my own place and pay bills and rent. I also have hobbies and social life to fund. I come from a family who has money, but I've worked since I was 17 and my family do not pay my university, rent, food, or bills or anything. I have been staying at my hometown with my family since July, and I brought my box of clothes to sell as things sell well over summer. My mum, they put MUM, so maybe I was right, it was in UK. My mum has a friend called Cass who has a daughter my age, Ella. Cass was a single mom, and my mom has always felt for Cass because of this. Ella didn't have the upbringing I had. Cass and Ella weren't in poverty or anything, but they were working class, whereas we are maybe upper middle class in the UK. Got that right, I guess. Ella and I had known each other since childhood and had classes together. I hadn't always found her to be a good friend. One example was going out bowling with the girls from our class and not inviting me because she didn't think to. We ended up going down different paths as I moved to London and went to university. She got pregnant by her boyfriend and stayed in our hometown. Her baby daddy recently left for another girl and denies the baby is his.
Shit.
My mom found out and she immediately empathized with her and invited her baby, and her mom over for coffee and a catch up at our house. My mom told me on short notice, and I was packing an order when they arrived, so my box of clothes was in the kitchen on a chair. They said they were leaving soon, so I went upstairs to the bathroom. When I came down, nobody was in the living room. I heard them in the kitchen, and I found Ella with my box of clothes. My mom said that she could have them as I didn't want them. And I pointed out politely that I was actually planning on selling them and that some had actually been sold and I was about to pack it. Ella got embarrassed, apologized, and left. As soon as she left, my mom was livid. She pointed out she's a single mother, working minimum wage, and times are tough right now for so many people. She said I wouldn't understand as I grew up having a lot of things. I pointed out that I bought the clothes with my own money, which I also worked minimum wage for, and I have a right to want to sell them to buy clothes I want. I said she could have them if my mom wanted to contribute to the clothes I wanted to buy, but she said she wasn't willing to. Why do I have to give things away to someone who hasn't given a rat's ass about me in the past? I want to be clear that I don't dislike Ella and I understand things must be hard for her, but I don't really want to sacrifice my clothes to her. So am I the asshole?
Hell no, man. I hate when
with you.
people
I'm with you.
volunteer you to give your shit away for you. It's like, oh yeah, you can have their shit. Like, no, man, come on, bro. You can't. It's like that. There needs to be a law against this shit. Like, get voluntold to give up your whole goddamn wardrobe. It's like,
Yeah,
yo,
that's
you're not
stealing,
using those
I
clothes.
think.
Yes, yes, it is stealing.
Yeah, I'm right with you, EK. First off, that's on your mom for embarrassing Ella. Even before that, I will disagree that OP says she doesn't like Ella. It's okay, OP, to say you don't like Ella.
You
That's
can say you
fine.
don't like her.
You
That
can say you
bowling
don't like her.
situation is still pretty fresh in your mind.
Yeah.
Pretty clear in your mind, that memory. So it's okay to be like, I don't really fuck with Ella, for no reason. I don't have to explain myself. But I will say, like, that's on your mom for making Ella embarrassed, because your mom didn't know what that box of clothes was. She just offered up your clothes, and if she did know that you're selling it, then that's weird of her to just try and steal your shit to give away. Like, if she's that concerned, why doesn't she take Ella to, a thrift store and buy her a new wardrobe? Or, also, why does she need fancy vintage clothes that are, why is that necessary? It sounds like she didn't like lose her clothes in a fire or anything. I don't know where the need for clothes came for Ella, to be honest. So I think it's just strange behavior from your mom. I don't think you're the asshole. Those are your clothes to do with what you want.
Yeah.
It's bringing back memories of when my mother sold my Star Wars figures in a garage sale. When I was a kid.
Oh no, those are probably collectibles right now.
Yeah, like so once she like started looking up stuff like, oh, like that Han Solo figure was actually like worth a few dollars. Probably shouldn't have gave that away for like $2 at the garage sale. Then she never sold any of my shit ever again in a garage sale. But like, yeah, man. Like a bunch of like old Star Wars stuff I had from like back in the 80s, like just all evaporated in a garage sale. Had no say in it. Like, oh, you don't play with these toys anymore. I'm like, I still want them. I got the collector gene. I'm
Let me hoard
steps
it.
away from being a hoarder.
Yeah. Low key in a bin at my parents' house, I have all my fucking comic book action figures. I'm like, yeah, when I have kids, I'll let them play with it. So yeah, I'm also with you on the collector / hoarding thing.
Oh man, I'm a complete opposite. I'm a thrower. Every time I don't want anything, I'm like, I'm just gonna throw it away. I don't
Trash.
Well, unless I can donate it for sure, of course.
Yeah.
But I do agree with both of what you said. It is pretty bad for the mom to just volunteer you to give your stuff away when you had purpose for them, right? So, and it's true. She did come up with a little bit of a like a privileged background, and the mom is probably using that as a defense, saying like, oh, hey, you should give to the people who are a little bit, more needy in this situation. But OP is mentioning that, hey, I kind of worked hard for this too. So I deserve to kind of get a say in, what I do with this situation or what I do with my clothes. Had the mom asked and OP was just like, I will never donate to her. I mean, that's just probably out of pettiness in her situation, because it does sound like she don't fuck with her heavy. But I agree, not the asshole in this situation. And one of our top comments here by Firm Molasses 4913 actually commented, not the asshole. The status or relationship of the mother and daughter is not relevant to the situation. It's your mother who embarrassed them by creating such an awkward situation.
Mm-hmm.
She tried to give away items that don't belong to her. She wanted to feel good by being generous with someone else's property. Good on you for staying calm with Ella, being assertive, and not caving to your mother, which kind of pretty much
just what EK
you guys
said.
pretty much said.
It's crazy to try and be like, volunteer to give somebody else's clothes away. Like, man, I'm such a good person. Like, I don't think you are, actually.
Yeah, like she even said some of those clothes were already sold too and just needed to be packed. So, like, they wasn't even her clothes. Like, she wasn't even giving her clothes away. There was somebody else's clothes that was waiting on getting them. You fucking up my star rating on the vintage app or whatever because you all of a sudden feel like you want to do a good thing for somebody with somebody else's shit.
EK was like, don't fuck with my ratings, bro.
Like, I worked hard for those stars. I got 4.8. You trying to get me down to 4.2? Ain't nobody gonna buy shit from me at 4.2.
EK spin game.
I mean, you ain't wrong.
You ain't wrong.
Moving on to the next story, and this one is by Throwaway Account Reddit 1. The title of this story is, Am I the asshole for answering my daughter's question honestly?
Oh, this can go so many ways.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Oh,
What do you guys think? What do you think the question is?
I don't know how babies are made. That's just the first one that comes to my head.
Babies are made. Would you still love me if I was a worm?
Yeah.
Should I break up with my boyfriend?
All right. Yeah, story goes as this. My 43 female daughter, 14 female, recently asked me whether or not my pregnancy with her was planned.
Oh, yeah. Tell the truth.
Yeah, no harm.
I didn't know why she would be wondering that, but she said it's because she is an only child and me and my husband, 46 male, had only known each other a year when she was conceived. There were things she already knew, obviously, and she was curious whether or not she had been a mistake. I obviously don't want to lie to my daughter, especially not about something like this. I told her that her intuition was correct. She was indeed a mistake.
Maybe better wording could have been apt for that situation.
But I also made it clear to her that even if we didn't want to have her, we still did, and we love her. I explained to her that obviously, if me and my husband could go back in time and change the past, of course we would change things.
Into too much detail. Too much detail. You could have stopped right there. You've taken it a step too far, in my opinion. I think you could have stopped. You're our greatest mistake or some shit, whatever you said at the beginning. You can't go deeper to be like, if we could turn back time, you wouldn't exist. That's wild.
Yeah.
I think it took.
You might be 11 right now instead of 14.
Like, I don't know if that's the right move. OP.
You might be 2 right now. We just hit financial stability a couple years ago.
That's wild.
Oh, shit. I explained to her that obviously, if me and my husband could go back in time and change the past, of course we would change things.
The obviously is also double daggers in the heart. Obviously, stupid of you to ask even. Like, that's tough. That's tough to come back from.
Make sure no unplanned accidents happen and things went the way we want instead of how they did go in reality. Bro, this shit gotta hurt as a child.
Damn.
Just twist the knife, man.
For real. Each sentence is a fucking digging deeper. We can't change the past, even though we really want to. That's tough. That's tough.
Oh man, we need a time machine to fucking unborn your ass.
You need a time machine to undo this conversation. You need to redo. This is bad.
Yes. But we can't change the past. She is here now, and we love her a lot, despite the unfortunate facts around her birth.
Oh, brother.
Shit. She seemed to take it well at the time, but ever since that conversation, she has seemed very down.
She did
hasn't
not
really
take it
talked
well
to
at the time. She cried in her room. She cried in her room the same.
I wonder why.
Like,
EK talk about needing therapy off of the Speedo. This daughter needs therapy for sure. She has seemed very down and hasn't really wanted to talk to us at all. I'm not stupid, so I know it's because she's ashamed / upset about being a mistake.
I don't think it's so much that as opposed to how you worded everything that you said. OP, this is crazy. This is crazy.
I tried to tell her again that what had happened is unfortunate, but what's done is done, and we love her despite it.
My God.
I'm so sorry for this girl.
There's never been
know.
a worse fumble.
She was not very receptive to that, so I told her that if she's going to be upset at the answer to her question, she shouldn't ask it. I'm not going to lie to her about how she was conceived, even if the truth is uncomfortable. She got even more upset at that. I'm not sure if more angry or sad or both. I'm not sure what to do. Was I in the wrong for telling her the truth? I thought a 14-year-old would be handling it fine. Should I have lied instead?
You could have, like EK said, you could have told the truth and not killed her spirit. You know what I mean? Just every opportunity to say something, you said the wrong thing. I just, terrible.
Yeah, dude. Like, I mean, okay. So, my mother loves the shit out of me. Loves me so much. Clearly loves me. Also, I've seen wedding pictures, and she was pregnant in that wedding dress. I know that was not the ideal. You know? Like, but my mother has never said, "Oh, you know, if I could have gone back and did everything over again, obviously something else would have been different about the whole situation."
Oh my
you know,
God.
like we weren't really expecting to have you when we, you know, just twisted the knife 17 times on this woman. It's like, oh my God. So like that you can tell the truth and not just be completely unkind. Like, yeah, and also like the word mistake, like, you know, mistake, accident,
Mistake,
like one of those.
unfortunate,
You know,
you know,
Yeah.
despite the fact we love you. I'm like, oh my God, every word is bad.
Oh, it's funny because I clearly picked this story for you because there's context a little bit behind it. They said that they added additional context that they were German and English was not their first language. And a top comment for this, and I feel like this is kind of in line into like, you know, the content that you have. Douglas JM commented, a mistake is an action that you, and this is a whole like English lesson for the OP as well. A mistake is an action that you took that was wrong, that you should not have done, that has negative consequences. Using that word to describe your daughter's conception means that you consider your action of creating her to have been wrong, that you should not have created her, and that your daughter's existence is a bad thing. For describing an action that was unplanned and unintentional with neutral inherent connotation, the word to use is accident, which you were touching on already. So, I just thought that English lesson was kind of great. It's kind of perfect for our esteemed guest right now. So wanted to see what your additional thoughts on that was.
Yeah, well, the fact that they're German actually makes the story make a whole lot more sense now. If this were some random, if this were just a regular United States like family, I'd be like, oh, that's so harsh. But like, as looking at it as Germans saying it, like, yeah, okay, I can see them being like a little more blunt with it. You know, obviously we would go back and we would do things a little bit different. Please, people from Germany, don't kill me over that.
Oh no,
Hey,
don't
Sean
worry,
makes
don't
fun of
worry.
Australians all the time.
I do accents all the time. As long as they're white, I feel no guilt.
All colored people in this
He said
episode
it,
right
not
now.
me.
Let's go. And we
That's
say it all the
right.
time, EK. It's
Oh.
okay. Oh, damn.
Even if Josh was here,
But
he'd
yeah.
agree with us too. So it's all good.
That's true. But Reddit unanimously deemed this person an asshole.
Yeah.
But yeah, they kind of were going off on OP. Basically, the dagger that you guys have been mentioning, the second part was the most insane about if they can go back in time and do pretty much do a do-over. They pretty much say like, hey, you wouldn't have existed if we can do a do-over. So yeah, everyone in Reddit deemed this person an asshole.
Tough.
Holy shit.
They were like so close. They were like this close to not being the asshole. And then they was just like, yeah.
They could have got out at the first sentence. You know what I mean? You don't need more. You don't need to elaborate more. You just gotta, if they ask, say the first sentence, no details. Like if a baby asks, how was I made? You're not gonna be like, oh yeah, so I got your mom like in doggy style, right? I got one leg up, we fucking going ham. I'm fucking balls deep. Like you don't do that. Why would you ever give that many details? You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing.
Like I took this human diseases class in college, and the teacher, the professor, she told all of us how her second daughter was conceived.
Oh no.
like the positions and everything, because like, so the story was basically like she was like, on top doing the thing, and like her first daughter like burst in the door and like sees everything happening, and she goes horsey and like jumps on, and it was like it was too far along for
or horsey.
it was too far along for everything to come to an end. Well, I mean, things came to an end, obviously. And that's the time
horsey.
that conceived the second kid.
Holy crap.
Oh,
That
Jesus
is-
Christ.
Yeah, but like for the rest of that semester, it's just like this image is now just burned into my brain.
Yeah, how did that conversation start?
I don't even.
Why would
I
she?
wish. I wish I could remember how it started. I don't remember how it started, but it was just like, how my second daughter was conceived. Let me tell you.
Unprompted.
Jeez.
No one asked.
There's just some things you don't share to people.
Like if those were my friends, I would tell that story. That's a funny story. To tell my students, I don't know if that's
Wow.
the right.
Yeah. And we're probably not the first class. We were probably not the first class.
This is happening every semester.
That's crazy. Oh, all right. Moving on to our last story for like the main episode before we hit the Patreon and YouTube member section. Last one is posted by Valuable Girl 1724, and this story just might piss you off, guys. We're ending on a downer here.
Oh,
So,
no.
am I the asshole for being selfish and mean to my boyfriend's best friend?
Well, it sounds like you know that you're selfish and mean.
Yeah, this is looking like it could be an asshole thing.
Yeah, looking like it could be an asshole situation.
Well, let's find out what this person did. So my boyfriend works out daily. He's attractive and fit and put together. But his best friend is not that, which is fine. I don't want to be rude, but his best friend is overweight and seems not put together. But they've been friends since they were babies, and he really loves him a lot. I do try to get along with him. It's just a little awkward. I'm surprised they're friends. They seem like opposites, but they're really close.
It's awkward because she has like an unattractive best friend.
Yeah, why is that weird?
I do think my boyfriend could do better, but that's who he wants as a best friend. I hated that part
What?
so much.
It's so strange. Just because he's not in the gym.
But anyway, it was his best friend's birthday and we went on a vacation. His friend wanted to go on a hike, so we took him. I work out, so I wasn't out of sweat or breathing hard at all. Neither was my boyfriend, but his best friend was. He was gasping for air and we had to keep stopping for him to rest up. And I kept trying to get us to keep going, but my boyfriend kept telling me to stop. But we're on vacation and I wanted to get back to the city so we could walk around, have fun, etc. So yeah, I was annoyed and trying to get his boyfriend to hurry along. At one point, I was at a rest stop on a trail waiting for them to catch up. His friend finally shows up. I get up and said, "Okay, let's go, let's hurry up." But my boyfriend got mad at me. He said, "What, the person who needs the most rest gets no rest at all?" And he said I needed to chill out and stop rushing him. It shocked me that he got upset at me. Honestly, I wasn't expecting it, so I didn't say anything. We got to the end of the hike way longer than it should have taken, and my boyfriend told his friend to wait and we'd bring the car. While we were walking to the car, I said I didn't appreciate him snapping at me. He said I was being selfish. His best friend was struggling and I was rushing him along and it's his birthday. I said, maybe if it was such a struggle and he can't walk up a mountain, he shouldn't go for a hike on his birthday.
I hate this woman so much.
He's a grown-ass man. He doesn't need me to coddle him and he tell him he's doing great. He already has my boyfriend for that. He coddles him too much. I want to walk around the city and have a good time and maybe do some shopping. Fuck me for not wanting to spend 4 hours on a hike that's my boyfriend and I could have finished in half the time because his friend can't walk up some stairs.
Brother.
If anything, he should be questioning why his friend wanted to come here instead of telling me I'm being selfish. Like if you're overweight and can't walk, why come to a trail and make it everyone else's problem? Am I the asshole here?
Yes.
I was hurt he called me selfish and it really killed the vibe.
You think that killed the vibe? You think that was the one that killed the vibe? I don't
You
think.
killed the vibe.
I think you
man's
killed the vibe,
birthday.
OP. You fucking suck.
Bitch, you killed the vibe.
Oh, wait, whose birthday is it?
It was the best friend's birthday.
Kendrick told you you had one job.
And you done fucked up still.
Just don't get that right. Look, okay. Why are you there on the friend's birthday trip? If you wanted to shop and go to the city, you could do that while they're on the hike. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's not your birthday. It's not your birthday, and you're the one trying to boss everybody around so you could do something that you want to do on not your birthday.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, take a fucking step back and look at yourself for a second. OP. You're clearly the asshole. You are being selfish. I hope, your boyfriend dumps you. I don't think you're a good person. It sounds like you need to work on yourself a little bit and how you view others. Yeah, I don't like you.
Like, yeah, dude, there's plenty of reasons to not like your best or your boyfriend's best friend. Maybe they're like super misogynistic, maybe
Yeah.
they're creepy, like maybe Like, I don't know, you did something just wrong about something, you just don't get along together. You know, they treated one of your friends bad or something like that. There's a long laundry list of reasons to not like the best friend of your significant other. Them needing to hit the gym is not on that list. Like that shit would be like so far at the bottom of the list, it would wrap around the world twice and still have a ways to go. It's like this dude, like does he need to train to be in a Marvel movie or some shit like that? It's like, hey man, you need to hit the gym so much. Like, no, he's just being a friend. Like, bro, they've been friends for hella long, man. Let them be friends. Like, what's the problem? You need to choose your friend group better. Is he a bad influence on this dude? Like, oh, he's a bad influence eating cookies. That's gonna make you eat cookies too. Like, dude, come on. Like, let the man have a friend. Let the man have somebody that has that super long connection, you know, since they were babies with him, you know? Like, I get the whole thing, like, hey, we're in a relationship, we're married, oh, you know, like, we share a bond that's unlike any other bond, but like, yo, I just met you, like, you know, 2 years ago. I've known this man since I was a baby.
Since birth.
Yo, we was in the crib together. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's my ride or die since day one, since we've been on this earth. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm supposed to just drop all of that because you think dude could stand to lose some weight or be in better shape? Like, man wanted to go on a hike on his birthday. Let the man enjoy the hike. Come on. What the hell?
Shouldn't you be happy that he's on a hike on his birthday?
Yes.
Like, isn't that your weird end goal anyways, OP? So,
yeah.
So fuck this person, dude.
Yeah, this OP is like extremely fat phobic from what it sounds like. And the line of saying that he could do better as a best friend. What the fuck do you mean by that? Like EK is saying, you could have so many reasons to not mess with someone else's friend because it could be problematic or not. This dude doesn't sound problematic at all. He sounds like your boyfriend sounds like he adores him. He looks up to him in sort of like a brotherly way. They've been together since who knows when, since they were babies practically.
Before you,
and
OP.
you shame them for wanting to do something active because they best friends probably like, hey, you know, you're a fit guy, you probably enjoy hiking. Let me do that with you because that's a bond that we can do together. We can bro it out. And your bitch ass probably tagged along and wanting to join at a vacation that you probably just got invited for because your boyfriend wanted to bring you along at some point. But you like what everyone said here already, you're the one that ruined the vibe. No one else is to blame in this situation but you. So if Josh was here, he'd push that button. OP, you need to take a long look in the mirror because you are extremely problematic. And I hope your boyfriend leaves you and change your behavior and look at people. And if anything, you should be more proud of the friend. And I always say this in the gym as well. You see someone with like a jacked body and, you know, lifting those crazy weights, and you see one skinny dude, like, you know, not lifting as much. That person is probably exerting more effort, like you know, quotation, like more effort than a person who can easily lift something and not breaking a sweat because they're trying harder. They're exerting more energy. They're exerting more effort. So if anything, you should be proud of the friend for trying as hard. Yes, he can't keep up the same way as you guys can, but he's trying his best. And that's all that should matter in this situation.
Agreed.
I think OP's girlfriend could do, or I think OP's boyfriend could do better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Agreed.
Completely
Hard
agree
agreed.
on that. Agreed. Well, that is it for this episode. But before we close it off, EK, anything that you want to promote or tell the Wikimaniacs where they can find you?
Yeah, so you can find me at What's Good English on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. I have been a little bit burned out recently, but I'm finally getting over it, getting back into making videos and stuff again. Got my edit shirt on.
Oh, hell yeah.
Right now. So yeah. What's Good English. And yeah, I talk about language stuff, but I also talk about a whole plethora of other stuff as well. So there'll be some cool stuff for people to check out.
Awesome. Well, if you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and follow us everywhere. And if you want bonus content, consider being a patron or YouTube member. All our links, as well as EK's links, will be on the show notes as well. Thank you again, EK, for joining us today. And Sean, thank you for always bringing in your takes. We will see you this Monday for another Reddit Readings episode. Have a great weekend, everyone. We will see you then. Bye.
Later.
See ya.
Get therapy.